we are on. And hey, Team Wilpers, I'm here with Ken Miller, the Peloton Road Riders Club, and I am looking forward to hearing his take on the Hincapie, Lehigh Valley Hincapie, as myself and he and a number of other Team Wilpers participants are going to be there this weekend. So, Ken, how's it going? Thanks for joining me.
Things are good. Happy to be here.
Yeah, awesome. So give me a little background. You've done these Hincapies and you've been training. Tell me a little bit about your cycling story and where you're at right now.
Yeah, I think I've done 8 or so Hincapie events, 4 or 5 down in Greenville. I've done 2 in Lehigh and 1 in Chattanooga. Got into cycling in 2015, 2016. Bought my first road bike in 2016. I'm now up to call it 6 road bikes or thereabouts.
That you still have them all, or you've sold them and moved on?
Nope, still have them all. I've got
You got a wall of bikes somewhere.
I do, yeah. So, and on the trainer. So
yes. Yeah, awesome. All right, so that's a good question. You train on the trainer, and so you have a bike on a smart trainer.
yeah, I've my Roubaix is on a smart trainer, Tax Neo, and then next to that I have a Peloton. So in the basement.
Nice. All right, cool. And so you're looking forward to this is going to be your 4th Hincapie at Lehigh.
3rd at Lehigh. So they started Lehigh 2 years ago. This is going to be their 3rd event. I know they had signed up originally for 3 years with the Velodrome. So hopefully they continue to do Lehigh going forward. It's a great event. It's one of my favorite courses in general. It really plays to my cycling phenotype and like what I'm really strong with, and not really long climbs. It's short, steep stuff, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a great course.
That's awesome, and that's actually brings up a couple good points. Your phenotype. What's your phenotype, and can you describe that a little bit, as if I didn't know what you're talking about?
I just like long, short, steep events. So I don't love long climbs. I don't necessarily have the body weight for a long climb. Although I will absolutely do them. It's just not my strength. Doing the short, steeps, lots of power, climbing up as quickly as I can, and then recovering on the back end. And you can see on the screen, what the course looks like. Yeah. I think they have it around 80 miles this year with call it 6,000 feet of climb. Yeah, there you go.
Right. It says up here 81.6 miles and 5,800 feet of climbing. So a challenging course, but you're right. There's no one long big climb. There are some short punchy climbs, but they don't last too long, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that's longer than a mile. I don't even think there is a mile climb in this.
Nice. So that being said, if you're strong for a few minutes and you can get through, you can grind up these hills, you'll get the reward on the other side and keep the pressure on and race down the hills if you're happy with it. That's for you, yes?
That's exactly right. So, ride in zone 5, zone 6, low zone 7 for that anywhere from 30 seconds to 3 minutes of climbing, recover, and then stay in sweet spot or zone, call it tempo for the rest of the flats. It's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Are there any, and is this the same course as last year?
I think they had one modification that I noticed in that lower left-hand corner of the course. It looks like they expanded it out. Yeah, right around there where the rest stop is. That's the only real change.
Oh yeah, right there. Here, if you zoom in, there's a little loop down there, isn't there? Oh, yeah. Okay. What are these? Timed segments it looks like there are 3 of them in this bigger route, and we're going to go to the shorter route too. But it looks like there are 3 timed segments. What are those?
Yeah, so you're chipped. So when you put your number 4 on your bike, there's a chip there. Yeah, it looks like 4.
5. There's 5
this
year.
Okay. If I recall last year, there was one really long one that may have been 15, 20 minutes long, but most of them are on the short, steep climbs, and go climb as fast and hard as you can, get the best time. And I believe the way they, if I recall, they will take your cumulative time across all five of those segments, um, um, and across all five of those segments, and then it'll put you in your category based on your age group and male, female, and you could potentially win. Last year we had several road riders and team whoopers,
Yeah.
individuals who won their categories or placed on the podium.
Okay, got it. So it's not how fast you do the whole route, it's how fast you accumulate. It's your total time accumulated in these timed segments.
Yeah, that's right.
And so if you're competing, then that's what you want to focus on is the timed segments, and kind of look at those and where they are on the course and be ready for them as they come up, and probably pick up speed as they come up. And hopefully you're in a group that is doing the same thing and knows what they're doing, and you all can work together. And do you find that there are sprint finishes at the end of these things?
No, most people are out there solo or in small little groups. So
Okay.
you're competing against the clock. You're not necessarily, sprinting at the end against other people.
Yeah. Okay. Just checking. Just checking. All right. Yeah, cool. Oh man, this looks like a lot of fun. Anything else you want to go over before I take this course off the screen? And I want to share the media course as well, because I know we have a number of folks doing that.
Yeah, I'm sure there's the media, and I think a few people may even be doing the piccolo.
Okay.
No, I mean it's just a really fun course. As I said, it's probably my favorite in terms of the style of the course. There are gravel segments.
Yeah,
I
I
forget
see.
exactly how many there are. There's, call it eight, if I recall, somewhere around there.
And
Um,
how is the
w-
gravel? Is it chunky, rocky, or is it pretty smooth? And
the first year that they had it, there were two or three that were much more chunky and rocky. Last year, there was only one. Now I ride on 25s. Most of the people who I know in the road riders ride on either 28s, 30s, or 32s. So they're
yeah.
riding, bigger tires. But for anyone that's looking at this event, doing it twice, I've done it on 25s both times. Never had an issue with the gravel.
Okay. Yeah, nice. So something to think about. Something to think about and be ready for. Here, I'm going to pull up the media course, which I think is right there. Give me a second. Well, that's awesome. I mean, that's my. I was even playing with bringing the gravel bike, but I think the gravel bike is overkill for this. You bring the road bike and you power through. I've got 30 millimeter tires on my road bike. I just haven't ridden it in a few years, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
get it out and dust it off. It'll be good.
yeah. This year I'm planning on riding my one by with I have 25s on the one by, so I'm gonna be it'll be a little bit more challenging with fewer gears, but it'll be, as I said, no issue with the road bike.
Yeah, sweet. Okay, cool. So here's the media. This is 53.4 miles and 3,600 feet of climbing. And oh man, I'm glad you're pointing out that these climbs are really not that long. Like we see some of the uploads, and people are out there doing long climbs out in Colorado and maybe in the Rockies. But this is not that, and these things are not really that long or really that steep, to tell the truth.
No, yeah, nothing's really that steep. I was just thinking about it. There is one little pointer for individuals at the beginning. The way they roll out is it's a slow rollout, mass start, no sprinting. You're with George Hincapie, and they have police escorts all the way up to that very first climb. Now, the only problem with it is you probably want to enter that first climb with a little bit of space, because given the fact there hasn't been a lot of open road prior to it, there's just more people entering that climb. So the first year, a couple people got jammed up because of different, call it ride levels or rider levels. Who Some
How
people
would
were
you
slower,
suggest
some people were.
giving yourself some space, either getting ahead of people near you or falling back? I mean, if you're in the media, maybe you're not that aggressive, and so for somebody, this is their first event. So we're looking at
Yep.
mile
So mile
four.
five, yeah, four. I think that's exactly right. I think if you're in the media and you're, hang back with your friends. It's a fun event. You're not necessarily, racing to the very end. If you're really going to hopefully podium in anything, you're doing it on those time segments and having fun during the rest of the event. For myself,
Right.
I actually got out right ahead of the police caravan just to enter the climb before everybody else. That was my
Okay.
goal. I didn't want anyone ahead of me. Got to the top, and then groups formed at the top, and we had some pace lines going. It was a lot of fun.
Okay. And then you don't start a time segment until way out here, mile 15 or so in
Yep,
in this route.
yep,
So you've got plenty of time, so you can figure it out. But yeah, if you want to get with the deciding groups and you're looking to compete, but if you're riding to complete the event, maybe just be aware that as this climb starts, it might be crowded and it might be okay to chill, hold back, just go your pace and let
yep,
people ride by you and let it thin out.
yep.
Cool. Cool. Good points. Anything else about this course that would be helpful for any of the folks?
No, that's pretty much what I could think of.
Go out, soak it all in. That's what I've been saying. Soak it all in, enjoy, have fun, just enjoy the whole thing. Live like a rock star cyclist for a day.
It's a beautiful course. It's a beautiful area. So I think regardless of whether you're racing or not, you'll have fun. The Hincapie events are some of the best, most well-run events I do or have gone to. It's why I go to so many. It's why so many of the road riders meet up at these events and
Uh,
use them as
uh,
central gathering points.
That's a good point. What makes a well run event? What makes a well run Fondo?
From my perspective, it's one, making sure there's good SAG support, that there's good rest stops. All the rest stops are well stocked. They're generally pretty fun. Some of them have music going on. There's everything from gels to cookies to obviously water or sports drink. There's enough of the rest stops that you don't have to worry. They're well placed and well spaced that you don't necessarily have to worry about keeping your bottles full or having to stop at a convenience store. And then ultimately, it's the end. At the end of the event, I think they do a great job hosting or little parties, especially at the velodrome here. The road riders and Team Wilper's athletes last year, we all hung out in the center of the velodrome probably for 4 or 5 hours, just hanging out,
That's so
dr-
fun.
drinking beers, listening to music, talking, checking out all the various tents that are there. It's a good event.
And that's a good time to do it. Brian Hammond and I were talking. He made a good point. Like if you're riding on Saturday, don't waste your time all day on Friday walking around the venue and getting yourself tired out, because afterwards you can exhaust yourself all you want and checking it out. And we'll all be there, you know. So I think as we come in, we'll be gathering and seeing each other. Anybody in a Team Wilpers or y'all have a Road Riders Peloton Road Riders jersey or something?
Yeah, you'll see. We have 5 years worth of Road Riders jerseys. We used to do them annually up until the 5 year anniversary mark, and then sort of got tired of doing new designs every year. So it's an orange jersey in some variant. It's pretty easy. You'll see most of us on Friday with various iterations of it.
Okay, yeah, cool. Well, Justin and Jason and I are the coaches from Team Wilpers who will be there, and I have a couple of private clients who are coming, and I know a number of folks from the bigger training group will be there. So I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. You touched on one thing about what makes a good event is the SAG. So SAG is a vehicle, or probably in this case, several vehicles who are doing sweeps, looking for people who've had mechanicals or for some reason can't ride their bike anymore. And they pick people up and they take them back to the finish line, or do you know what happens?
Uh, I have not had to do SAG yet, so I've not actually known or experienced it myself. But I do know they'll do everything from helping you repair your bike. If you have wide wheels, I'd highly encourage people to have extenders, because that's one area I've seen in the past where they may not have valves or tubes that have long enough valve stems for everybody. So.
So if you
Um,
have deep dish arrow
if you have
rims,
deep
then
dish
keep
arrow
the
rims,
right. Keep the
I have
extenders
a
handy in case.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's one tip, but I think they'll do everything. They'll help you repair a tire to if
Okay.
you're injured, they'll bring you to
So
some
they're not
or
going to
get an
let anybody.
ambulance there.
This was one concern that I've heard is just this is my first time event. I'm worried about being left out and being alone. As somebody who's not done this before, they have thought of that, and they're going to have cars or vehicles patrolling and looking for people who are in need of assistance. So that is one thing you can think about, but rest assured that they've thought about it, and so that's cool. What about is there? Yeah, go ahead.
And just to add to that, because to allay any fears that people do have, I mean, there's so many good, friendly cyclists that are out there, and everybody's
Exactly.
always willing to help. Always willing to help.
Ex-
I mean,
exactly.
Matt and I, when we were in Greenville, I had a chain pop off and had a mechanical, and 5 groups came by us and offered assistance. Just checking in, making sure I was good.
Yeah.
Um, everybody's always willing to help.
Yeah, no, that's cool, and that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. And I encourage everyone who hears this: if you see somebody on the side of the road, ask them if they need help. If you can help, be good citizen and offer help if you can. Unless it's in the time segment, then it's I'll see you later.
Exactly. They'll loop back and help you out.
Yeah, I'll be right back. What about when I wake up, I'm gonna go from my hotel. There's probably a place to park. I'm gonna get my bike. Is there a place to check my backpack, or is there a place to check stuff there at the venue?
Yeah, I mean the parking's right next to the velodrome and the starting line,
So
so
I would
you'll
just
just be able to
leave
leave your
gear and
stuff in
my
the car.
just leave my car from as if I'm gonna ride,
Yep,
and probably then also if I want to change afterwards, I'm probably changing in my car.
that's right.
Okay. Okay. Just good to
That's right.
know. That was one of the questions that came up. Like that's fine. That's cycling. Those are events. Yes, you're changing in your car between the doors. Bring a towel if you need to. Bring a towel or two.
I'll say most people just get off their bikes and hang out in the middle of the velodrome. They're not going back to the cars and changing and then coming back to the velodrome. So, and
Good
all
point.
the
Yes.
hotels are all within less than 5 minutes away from the velodrome. So, I mean, you could ride there from the hotel, but most people, including myself, I've always driven from the hotel
Just
to there
drive
and
over to
kept
the
myself going.
velodrome. Nice big, plenty of parking and everything. Sounds like a well-run event and it's pretty straightforward. Uh, that's awesome. Well, the weather, I mean, weather is always a factor, but I've looked ahead. It looks like sunny and between 53 and 73 degrees for the day. So that
That's
seems about
perfect.
perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
seems about perfect. What time does it get rolling? Do you know?
Oh, I can't recall if it's 8 or probably around 8 or not. I can't recall exactly the start time.
Okay, but early enough so that it still could be cool. It's not going to be right in the middle of the day, and yeah, but probably going to finish in the middle of the day and in that 73-degree range is really not so bad. But sunny could mean it's fair game for some sunscreen. If that's something, think about the hydration, think about the fueling that I've been talking about on the briefings for forever, and it's time to put it all to good use.
I wouldn't be worried about the 53. I don't think anyone's going to be really cold even at the start. Generally speaking, the sun will be up, and I think if it's in that 50 to 60 range, it's probably the perfect weather for cycling. You'll stay warm on the bike, and it's going to be cool enough that I don't think you're going to be overly sweating necessarily, and it's probably the perfect weather. What it sounds like, at least. I haven't looked, going based on your weather report there.
All right, cool. Well, I think we've covered a lot. I think it's just time to go and do it, don't you?
Oh yeah, we have to get to the shakeout first.
We'll get to
Got to
the
do the
shakeout. I'm looking
shakeout
forward
ride.
to saying hello to everybody, and I may not do the full 25 personally. I might take one of those cutoffs, but that's cool that you made a route that is able to take a left hand turn or a right hand turn and shorten it up, and maybe you'll catch us on the second half
Yep.
or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna hang out with some folks and just go nice and slow. But yeah, on event day, we'll see if I can find you at the start. Maybe we can ride together for a little bit. I'll hang on as long as I can.
Yeah, we'll have. I mean, it's a great start. Everybody hangs out. All the jerseys are pretty recognizable, and it's not 2,000 people. So at Greenville, it's a much bigger event. Lehigh is usually around 1,000 people, I think, in aggregate,
Oh,
900
nice.
to 1,000
That's
people.
actually manageable, and that's a good point too. Yeah, a lot of these things. I think I did. New York Grand Fondo is like 5,000 people on the bridge, or even more than that, and it takes
Yeah,
half hour before you cross the start line, and it gets a little crazy. So I'm glad that it's not that super big, and seems like it's really great. I've been looking forward to this for since October. Really, I've been once I decided to do this. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun. Looking forward to meeting you and the rest of the folks who are coming from this community. And what a pleasure. Ken, thanks, man. I'm really looking forward to it. Anything else you want to throw in there?
well, you're aware of the shakeout, but we're doing I think it's 2:30 rollout is the goal at the velodrome. So last year we probably had 50 plus people. Matt actually was doing a documentary at it. I
Yep.
assume we'll have somewhere in the order of call it 40 plus 40, 50 people this time. And it is the way I designed the course is really it's a no drop. Even though it's 25 miles last year, we did it at a 15 or so mile an hour pace. It's a lot of stopping, waiting for people. Groups will form, but it's going out, waiting at a stop sign for the other groups to catch up. Somebody usually volunteers to sweep. And so it's a good way for people who just to get their legs going the day before, and as well as to hang
Yeah,
out.
that's
It's
cool.
probably more
That's
important than
cool.
that.
And so you posted in the Team Wilper cycling group, and I'm sure to the Peloton Road Drivers Cross. So everybody's got that. So if you park at the velodrome at, let's say, 2 o'clock or 2:15, and get ready, and you're ready to go, and be ready to ride at 2:30. It does take a little time from parking your car and getting your bike off the rack and changing and everything. So get there early and be respectful of the time. It always takes a little bit extra time to be there early, and that's going to be fun. The shakeout ride and the day after, and yeah, I can't wait to meet everybody. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, there's also racing that night on Friday night. I don't know if you're aware of it, but they have the races going on in the velodrome that night, and I think Christine Derrickle's racing as well. So a lot of people what we've done in the past is people go back to their hotels after the shakeout ride and then come back and the races are free and go hang out, watch races together.
Oh, nice. Carry around a water bottle or something, just a little hydrating and watching races, just taking in all of the atmosphere, part of the venue.
What or other?
I don't want to say.
There's a couple beers usually imbibed by folks the night before, so it's still a good way to train. Be
I
hydrated.
like it. The stoke is going to be high, I'm sure. The stoke level is going to be high. People excited, and
Good
it's
time.
going to be a lot of fun. So, all right,
People
cool.
should be
Well,
excited. It's fun.
that's also good to know. Do people eat? Are there food trucks or anything in there that evening? So that's an okay place. Like
Yeah.
go
Oh, it's
after
a,
the
it's yeah,
shakeout
it's
ride.
an event. Yeah. So the
Yeah.
first year we had everybody go there. The second year, last year, we some people went to a diner and actually just hung out at the diner. Others who had never experienced the races before went and watched the races. I think this year will probably be more people hanging out at the velodrome doing the races, eating, drinking, water or beer, whatever, and just hanging out and having a good time. Getting back relatively early and getting ready for the next day.
All right, cool. Well, that's good to know also. So yeah, to everyone, we will most likely be at the Velodrome hanging out on Friday evening. And there are there is food to be acquired there.
Yes.
All right, cool, good to know. And it sounds like plenty of time, plenty of room, and yeah, that's gonna be awesome. I can't say it enough. If we think of anything else, post up in the group. And Ken, man, thanks for spending a few minutes with me and letting everybody know what to expect and giving them an idea. And this, yeah, just really looking forward.
No problem. Have a good one.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing you. Thanks.
Yeah. See you on Friday. Bye.